There are so many different revenue streams you can have as an entrepreneur, and I have many of them, and I talk about a lot of them in my videos, but today I want to talk about my hair went in my mouth. Today I want to talk about digital products because it is one of the lower lift things to create, and if done properly, can be one of the more higher profit, more passive incomes. So the hardest thing, and I'm going to be just straight from the beginning, the hardest thing about digital products is having an audience to sell it to, having somebody that needs the product that you are selling. And so that is going to be your biggest hurdle. Other than that, it's a very simple process. So step number one right off the bat is coming up with an idea. So you don't want to just come up with an idea because you like it. You need to find something that is an actual problem that people have and that you have the solution for. And I promise you, whoever you are, you have a solution to somebody's problem. And it can be just something you do in your day-to-day life that you have found has convenienced your life or made it better, and turn that into some sort of actionable digital product, something that somebody can read or watch or whatever it might be. It could be a PDF, it could be a workbook, it could be a workshop, a video. It could be a course, whatever it is you want to create. And if you're not interested in educating, that's okay too. You can do things like art printables or, chore charts and, things like that where people can just use in their everyday life. So it doesn't always have to be you educating somebody else on how to do something. It can be more just something visual or helpful that you can create for people. So coming up with the idea is a challenging part, but you really just have to do your research. If you already have built up an audience, then boom, you have the audience. You just have to ask yourself what problem they have and you can then solve it. If you do not have an audience, you need to do research on what problems are out there and what skills you have to solve those problems, and then create that product while building that audience. If you have zero interest in building an audience, then your best bet is probably to use something like Etsy. It has a borrowed audience, so just meaning they already have people on there that are looking for things. So you might want to do your research in Etsy, or there's other platforms like Everbee where you can do your keyword research directly in Etsy. So there's a couple different options. The biggest hurdle is having somebody to sell products to. So it's either going to be your own audience or a borrowed audience. So Etsy or, your own platform. As far as creation, obviously there's numerous different routes you might want to go depending on the type of format you're using. But if you're going to keep it simple and do something like a PDF guide or a workbook or even like an art printable or something like that, then you just need Canva. You can get away with using the free version, but I do have a 30-day free trial. It will be linked below. You can use that. Get all the features for that 30 days to create your product and any assets that you need, and then you don't have to pay for it when it's time. Now, if you're wanting to get a little bit more detailed and do like a video, obviously there's a lot more that goes into it. So if you are interested in creating videos and you want to learn more about that, let me know. I can totally do videos about that. We can go over creating workshops or courses or even YouTube videos. So just let me know. But overall, I'd keep it simple, especially if you are new to this, and just use Canva. Now that you have the idea, you've created it, you need to sell it somewhere. Now, if you are primarily selling on Instagram, there are some platforms like StanStore where you can sell directly on the Instagram platform. Highly recommend. I use Squarespace right now, and that is because I already have a Squarespace website and I am selling all over the place. I have my website, I have, YouTube, I have Instagram. I even have a platform called Whatnot where I have a little business with my mom. So it's really nice for me to have a website so I can kind of do all of the numerous things that I do. And so it's really up to you and what you need. I like Squarespace because you can sell your digital products, physical products, services, and you can even build things like courses and memberships through them. So it's really all inclusive, but all of those things can actually be done in StanStore, but it's just more of a link in bio platform versus a full website where you can have a blog or multiple pages or whatever. Obviously Squarespace is more customizable versus StanStore. So again, it really just depends on what you're after and where you're promoting. If you do not want to build an audience, then just creating your content in Etsy is great, and you can really build up that shop to look super professional and well-rounded. I actually am going to do a video about this soon. I just started an Etsy shop for a test. I want to be able to do an updated version of creating an Etsy shop. So I just started the process of doing that, and I created an actual shop and even created some products to add to it. All within just a few hours. I created everything, and I'm going to do a video about it, but I made a sale literally within 30 minutes of, publishing my store. So it just really shows you can do it. So that video will be coming up. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss it. So I guess to summarize, your three options are StanStore, Squarespace, or Etsy. So Etsy if you don't have an audience and don't want one. Squarespace if you really want to be a more like well-rounded business. You might have a YouTube, you might be doing things in person, you have business cards, things like that. And then StanStore if you're really just focusing on short form content like Instagram or TikTok. Now, one other thing I recommend, regardless if you're going to be on social media or not, or if you're selling on Etsy or not, whatever, is email marketing. It is one of the most important platforms and marketing tools that you could ever use, because no matter where you are selling, you do not own that platform. You don't own StanStore. You don't own Squarespace. You don't own Instagram or Etsy. So if you are wanting to sell digital products, you need to have an email list. And the best way that I have found you can do that and affordable is through a company called Brevo. And I am so lucky that they are sponsoring today's video. They are amazing. The platform itself is amazing, but the team behind it is even greater. I don't know. Actually, it might be equal. The platform's just so great, okay? I don't want to dismiss that the platform is great, but the people are also great. And then they even have an AI feature to help support you in copywriting, and literally anything that you need to write, they can write it for you, and it sounds like you, and it's really professional, and it's almost like they have programmed this to be SEO rich and smart. So like when it writes something, it's writing it in a way that's going to help you with SEO too, which is so, so great. So I highly recommend checking out Brevo if you are going to do an email list, and just understand the importance of an email list. It's, even if you don't use it regularly, maybe you send like a monthly little newsletter update letting them know that you're launching a new product, or just a little tidbit of information about behind the scenes things, whatever it could be. Keep it like semi-active. You don't want to rely on those platforms, so building your email list is very important. Anyway, thank you Brevo for sponsoring today's video. I really do appreciate you. Your platform's great, and I hope everybody gives it a chance. You can get a discount actually using my link and code, so check it out in the description. I really just wanted to be super real with you and just like talk to you like I'd be talking to a friend, because you are my friends, and I want you to be successful, and I want you to be able to make money doing something that you love. That is the most important thing to me. And so if you have any questions, or if there's certain like ways of making money online that you're curious about and you want to know if I have any experience or want me to do some digging for you, I will. Just let me know in the comments. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.